All right, everyone. Welcome to this class on sharing and building with essential oils. I'm excited today to really just say, just talk about the blessing that sharing essential oils has been in my life. How essential oils in general has been a blessing for my health, my home, my family, but also how sharing them with others has been a blessing in many different ways, right? It has been a blessing to serve. It has been a blessing to meet tons of people relationally. It's been a blessing vocationally, career-wise, but it's also been a blessing financially. And so I just wanted to make sure that not only do I share about using the oils, but also I share about the benefit of sharing and building a business or building some sort of supplemental income or getting your products paid for, whatever your path is. And so I am excited to kind of talk about that today. And just know if you're first listening to this and you have been using doTERRA essential oils before, it's like this is probably a great next step for you. If you haven't gotten started yet, you could still like the picture of, like if you're watching this, like the picture here on my front cover is me, my first class after, second class, after maybe using the oils myself for only like 2 weeks to a month. Like it's not necessarily about knowing everything. It's just about having a heart to bless people and sharing what you do know and having resources to help you along the way, right? If we all waited until we knew everything, we wouldn't do anything. let's be honest. But I've been doing it for 6 years now, 6 years almost to the day. I've been doing both my coaching business as well as essential oils. So really excited to invite more women into the opportunity of sharing doTERRA, but also sharing doTERRA with me and my team. So let's dive into some of the content. And if you're watching live with me, what we'll do is we're going to be using the chat feature throughout the webinar to interact with each other. But then at the end, I will, at the end of the class, I'll stop the recording and then we could just chat from there, like verbally. But just to keep the flow of everything going, I wanted to kind of just use the chat through this time. And so what I will do is I'll just go ahead and type. I just typed some stuff in the chat. It's a little icon that pops up. If you see it, go ahead, type something back so I know that it's there. All right, let's get started then. So for those that don't know me, my name is Brianna Wilkerson. I'm the founder of Madewell 345 LLC. I've been in business for 6 years, and I've been both coaching and sharing about essential oils. So from a health and life coaching point of view, I support women in really finding peace with their relationship with food, developing sustainable, healthy habits, and really kind of living their more than their weight journey, really coming to their own where they realize that their health is more than just about that number on the scale. And how do they actually live that out mindset and habit-wise? And so I do that through a variety of coaching programs. I have a podcast, I have a group, all that sort of stuff. As well as I've been sharing doTERRA around the same amount of time, 6 years. And really, my heart is to see women use essential oils for their health, home, and family, whether that is personally using them, which we all should be, especially doTERRA is really great quality of oils and products, but also sharing about them. So I mentor women in what it means to share with their friends and their family, what it means to build a supplemental income or replace their income if that's what they want, or just get their products paid for. Those are usually the 3 reasons why people start doing it, okay? So why should you, and I mentioned a couple of this stuff already, but why should you share and build income? And there's a variety of reasons. I think we all need to find our own why. And I think that's in anything that you're doing in life. You need to find what's your own motivation, what's your purpose. I know for me right now, from the very beginning, it was a way to continue to share what I've learned to bless other people's health and their lives and give them hope in ways that I found hope through using essential oils in some very hard situations, but also to really bless my family, whether it's financially or whether it's just like inviting people into our lives. And so I have a lot of reasons why I'm doing it. And we have another little one on the way. And so I really want to invest more in women who are wanting to use, share, and build oils to just continue to grow that movement. I love this quote by Natalie Goddard. She is one of doTERRA's kind of top leaders, and she's been in it since kind of doTERRA started. And she just talks about when you look past yourself and focus on serving others, then your life will change. Taking the time to individually coach others has had the single biggest impact on my doTERRA business. You have to know your leaders so you know how to inspire them. And that really is about, just shows the heart of doTERRA for me, but also shows the heart of how I run and communicate with my customers, with my sharers, with my builders, with my team members. Just the act and the posture of servanthood. We are there to serve people with really being there when they need to talk, but also providing them natural solutions to the problems that they're facing. And whether that be the actual oils or, hey, even again, the business opportunity. So, I just think if, many of us have been blessed by many things. And when we are blessed by that, we tell others. And so if you've been blessed by, let's say, by essential oils and doTERRA, then it's just natural to share those with others. If you're looking for a way to supplement income in this season that is in a way that is aligned with who you are, in a way that is about servanthood and impact, in a way that, you can honestly do this online or in person. It can be done in multiple ways. And you really want to have some clarity around calling. You want to grow personally, because you will grow. Anyone who started any sort of business has known you will grow personally. You have to. Your mindset and your habits, you have to grow in order to grow with your business. And then, yeah, if you want some financial support, I truly believe doTERRA has an awesome opportunity to provide you. So if you're on live, I'm going to ask you to share in the chat box, what brought you to this class today? What is your experience with oils? I know Lucy's on. I know that she's used doTERRA essential oils before, but anyone else, you could feel free to share that as well. And we'll go from there. And even if you're listening in, I know I will put this replay up to people. Just know that, like, again, I think something sparks our mind as to, like, this is curious, but just asking ourselves, what's my intention? Why did I come? What do I want to get out of this is super important. All right. Okay, so we'll go on. So for me, my story with essential oils, using oil started with, I had very bad tendonitis in my left wrist, just from overusage, not listening to it, and it flared up. And I couldn't move my wrist for a long time, was doing physio and all that, but it was just taking a while to really get to the point of I could have mobility again and less pain. And a friend, it was around the same time I was starting my coaching business. I was looking for kind of like an additional thing to add, to offer my customers, offer just women in general. And it just all aligned, and a friend introduced me to doTERRA essential oils and doTERRA's Deep Blue Rub, which has methyl salicylate acid that has from wintergreen, which is often the synthetic version is what we tend to find in over-the-counter pain relievers. And so just the fact that this was a natural source and I only had to use a little bit at a time, and it just started to, like, the relief that I got was just not unlike anything I'd had in these odd months of having this bad tendonitis. Still needed time. It still needed physio to get it back to where it was. But this just really was a supplement to that process of it being, getting better. And so I just had lost hope, though, that it was ever going to get better. And so that's why it just, I just knew I had to share it. I'm that type of person that I'm a health evangelist, I guess, just like the things I've learned and the freedom that I've experienced in many of the things that I've learned concept-wise, habits-wise, but also practical tools-wise. I just don't feel like I would do my job on this earth if I don't share it. So that's where it started from. And it did start with a heart to just, like, share, bless people, maybe get a little additional income. And then it's morphed into very different things in different seasons. Just something I'm due to supporting current customers, just something I'm doing to just share because I love it. But, in the last year or two, it's really been about, like, I want to really invest, like, a lot of the things that I love to do as a coach in the health and wellness fields, to develop women, to support women in following their calling, their purpose, taking care of themselves and their families. I can do that with doTERRA. So I have been investing a lot more time into it. And so today what we're going to talk about is the benefits of sharing and building with the doTERRA, and particularly my team. So some people might be listening or watching this that are already enrolled in doTERRA and not underneath kind of like my purview. I would definitely say to reach out to, if you have a direct contact, reach out to your contact and ask them for support in sharing, because it's just, they enrolled you and they hopefully can be that support for you as well. But if you are on my team or you're interested in getting started with doTERRA, I definitely would like to support you along the way. All right, so we're gonna talk about the benefits and then just give you a vision of like simple ways you can do that and then steps to get started. This is kind of just an intro overview, right? You're not going to learn everything you need to do from here. So again, why share oils? And what does that practically look like? It can look like a variety of things. So sharing and building can go hand in hand, but often when people say they just want to share oils, they're often wanting to just share the benefits, what they've experienced, and kind of do it in such a way to either again, just bless family and friends, or two, they want to make enough income to get their own products for free. Because as you learn more about doTERRA and oils, you're going to start to see, oh my gosh, I just want it just replaces a lot of other products that I have in my home when I'm getting them all from one place. And it's just beautiful that I can have both free points and income to support that. And so it may look like you're giving samples to people when they've expressed a particular concern that they have, like you give them a sample of lavender if they're needing some help with, sleeping at night. It may look like you're hosting a class where, maybe you host and invite your friends, I come and teach. Then eventually, like maybe you want to teach that as well, right, on specific topics, or again, just with the heart to empower and educate people with the fundamental things. And then maybe it looks like supporting them, just saying like, if someone says like, hey, Jenny, I would love to know how to use my peppermint, and you've been using it. So you're like, oh, hey, yeah, this is how I use it, So it's just a matter of, again, sharing, right? And the benefits is you can give people hope, because honestly, there are a lot of health issues that people have struggled with, that an essential oil can be the solution they're waiting for, right? And that aspect of hope, particularly when it comes to different health conditions, can really impact people's lives. It's empowering because my heart is that people will learn to take health into their own hands. Like there is a time and place for typical medicine, and I'm grateful for it, right? But I think there are some things in our lives that we can actually just take ownership with and use something, use recipes, solutions, all of that. And then, yeah, financial peace and financial just blessings could be a way to do it, whether it's supplementing your income, getting your oils paid for, creating a part-time income, or even replacing your income. And you can have international reach, like because of the way the world is right now. I mean, I am right now in Florida. I have a lot of people that have used oils in the Cayman Islands and actually all around the States, all around the world. And I support them virtually right now, right? So there you could reach tons of people. It's not limited to location. And this is just my friend Nikki, who started using the oils for naturally for her health, and she was very concerned about making sure they're pure, and really saw a huge benefit in using them. And she eventually went on to share oils with her friends and family as well. This is Michelle, another friend who was skeptical, started using oils, and really saw that it helped relieve her head tension. And now she just like carries around peppermint all the time and just gives it to people. And so, they found a lot of hope. And they're just both like in this example with Michelle, she just became a natural sharer. She was just like, this has blessed me, and I just want to, like, she was just giving away her peppermint, right? So it can come from like an experience, or it's totally okay if you're like, I like these, and I actually just want to dive right in. I actually dove right into sharing about them. I had a really short experience. When I signed up, I didn't sign up as a customer, I signed up as an advocate. So there's both, you can go down both routes. So what's the difference then between sharing and building? So again, to build an income with doTERRA, you have to share the oils, but it's a little bit of different intention. So you are still giving people samples, you are still hosting and teaching and supporting them, but you're setting specific income goals. Like I would like to pay for, like you want to go down 3 or 4 routes. I want to either pay for my own oils and make enough for that, for my orders. I want to supplement my income with just a little bit of extra stuff. I want to create a part-time income, or I want to have full-time income. And this can change. Like, again, I've done all of these where it's like, I want a part-time, supplement, full-time, all this sort of stuff. And as I've gotten deeper with it, it's changed in different seasons, but both, you can build as much as you want or as little as you want. And, it looks like a bunch of different things, and I'm here to support you. So that's why I don't want to say, is particularly in this intro class, all the things you might need to do, because you only really need to do a couple things to start with, right? And I've been doing this 6 years, so there's obviously a lot I've learned along the way, but There's also just basic things that you want to get started with, but it does look like leading other people. It does look like helping people in different ways. It does look like committing to a certain amount of hours a week, depending on your goal. And it looks like you making what we call residual income, where, there's this example of like, that one, this man living in a certain country had to haul buckets of water each and every day. And then he thought, why don't I actually make a pipe so that the water can come to me? So it took him a few years to really build this solid pipeline. But what happened is that he didn't have to spend all of his effort each day. Like if he was sick, he wasn't going to get water when he was hauling buckets. And similarly, some of us, when we're sick and we don't work, we don't necessarily get paid. But when you put a lot of time and investment in the beginning, it can help, residually come in, right? And then similarly to the benefits of sharing is that it provides people hope, empowerment, financial kind of like either stability or just surplus or just a little bit more abundance there, international reach. And honestly, it just really provides a great opportunity for you to serve others, find a particular business or calling you like, get to work with people you want to work with because you get to choose your team, right? And so I mentioned this already, but yeah, buckets versus pipelines. Traditional employment is where you're trading hours for dollars, right? Sometimes you're limited on how much you can earn. You're relying on someone else's vision. There's tons of prerequisites in costly education, and you have limited time freedom. Like you have to like go to work at certain times and be at certain times. And obviously there's a little bit more flexibility now with the way that we've been able to have flexibly work, but network marketing, which literally means that you're reaching out to people through networks. People have like this, there are every company, every industry has a few companies or a few people who just like maybe aren't the standard. But I truly believe in authentic network marketing where you're genuinely wanting to connect with people in networks to serve them. All right. And by doing that, you can create lasting residual income. You don't necessarily have a limit on your advancement and earnings. You're not necessarily reliant on other people's vision. You create the vision of what you want your hours and career to be like, freedom in your schedule. And there's actually no prerequisites, and it's like free education too. Doterra has tons of resources in how to help you share oil as well. And I've gone through a lot of them and I want to be a resource for you. So there's just tons of support there. And I'm not saying all that to make it seem like it's easy. In the last 6 years of building both not traditional, but like a coaching service-based business, and then kind of building a product-based business with a service in there, both require work. Both require you putting time in, and both require time. And I just think sometimes when people come to starting any business, whatever it is, whether it's your own thing, whether it's a network marketing, whatever, people have this idea that it's like you only got to work 4 hours a week and you're making $30,000 a month. It's like maybe eventually, but not in the beginning. So it does take time and effort. So I will say that if you're committed to this and willing to put even just a little bit of intentional time towards whatever goal you have, I promise you it will bless you. So in America, people with, this was a couple of years ago, but about 5 years ago, I think these were these statistics, but in America, people with the average age of 50 have an average retirement savings of only $42,000. 75% of those 50 have less than $5,000 in the bank to use right now and in case of emergencies. And 98% of people are retiring today dependent on family, government, or are still working. The average monthly income for a 62-year-old, again, this is about 5 years ago, was about $2,000. Yet the cost of living for a 62 to 65-year-old couple retiring this year, and that was in 2017, was $220,000. But let me tell you, it's way more now. And I'm not trying to say like we need tons of money when we retire. What I'm trying to say is that if there is a certain amount that you know that you will need to retire well, or to like be able to bless your family. I don't know about you, but one of my goals in my life is to, as a parent, as a grandparent, hopefully as a great grandparent, to be able to financially bless my family when they need it, when my friends and, and even in communities. And it just, I think money, it really provides it's a way to serve. And I want to be able to have enough, not just, I don't care about a big house or car, because one, I don't want to clean that big house. And I don't want to be sad if that expensive car gets wrecked, but it's not about things for me or even security. It's about being able to help and support the things that matter to me most. All right. And so with Doterra, there is a possibility for that residual income. There is unlimited earning potential. There's a high retention rate. A lot of customers who buy Doterra oils will continue to buy, especially if you cultivate them well and serve them well. Okay. So with that, just know that there's also different ways to earn. So there might be different paths, right? Whether you want to pay for your product, supplement your income, or replace your income. There's about 4 to 6 different types of commissions. And I'm only going to really cover 2 so that it's just easier. They're easier numbers to start with. And so the first is fast start. Now, this is what we typically think of when we think of commission. So someone signs up with you and you're there to support them, whatever. You initially make 20% on whatever their order is. Now, for that first order, but also the first 60 days. So if they order again next month, you'll still make 20%. Okay. And then you're paid weekly. So that will come into your account weekly. It will come into your in the mail, however you choose to set that up. And then really all you need to do, I think often people are like, what's the finance? There's a lot of time investment, but what's the minimum financial investment I need to do to get this sort of bonus or any bonus? And that is to order roughly $100 each month on the loyalty rewards program and have your cart set up for that. Basically, it just shows Doterra that that's your minimum commitment is $100 US a month, basically 100 PV, which is roughly $100. And as someone who has also run another type of business and has led other businesses, that is actually a very small minimum investment. Where you're investing a lot of your money will be time. And obviously resources and stuff, supplies and stuff, but literally $100 per month, that's $1,200 a year for the potential to earn a lot more. And the thing about that $100 a month, that's actually going to be your products probably, or even samples, but it's like what you're ordering, so it's not necessarily, it's just you're giving $100 to Doterra. No, you're getting products yourself and you're also being qualified to earn commission. So whenever you enroll someone, you'll get 20% of whatever they order in the first 60 days. So if they order $100 worth of product, you earn 20. And then if they order 100 again the next month, you earn another 20. So that's $40. Now, if they enroll someone, you earn 10% of whatever that person gets. And if that person enrolls, you earn 5%. So basically, there's incentive for you to also cultivate people who are sharing and building as well, because you'll still be getting some commission on that. So this is an example. Say Lisa gets enrolls Megan. Megan's first order is the Home Essentials Kit, which is $225. Lisa will earn $45 on Megan's first order. Then Megan orders again next month. Within that 60-day bracket, 78 PV. Lisa earns $15.60. And then Megan orders 147. By the end of that 60 days, Lisa earns $29.40. So 60. So that's roughly, that's roughly $90, $91 or so, just from Megan ordering in that 1 month. And that's just one person. Okay. So that's just like the initial, when we think of sales commission, most people think of this. You earn a percentage of the order. The next way that I want to talk about is what Doterra has is the power of 3. This basically means what I want is I don't want people to just order once, because there's tons of Doterra's products, but you're going to use them. So you need to replace them, but also we want to expose you to, I want Doterra's oils and products to become a part of your lifestyle in your home. And so that just means you're either going to have to replace some ones you've used, you're going to have to replace other products that eventually you're using. And then you're like taking the vitamins and you need to buy them every month. So it just shows me you're actually using these for your wellness and your lifestyle. And so when a customer is, you have to set it up structure wise, but if a customer orders 100 points on that loyalty rewards program, even if they're just a customer. So both a customer and a sharer has to order 100 PV for different reasons. But a customer, no, you don't have to order on the loyalty rewards program as a customer. Sorry. What I mean is that If a customer does order in the loyalty rewards program, both they will get points back. It's a frequent flyer miles program, basically. But anyway, so say you have a bunch of customers ordering 100 points or more, roughly, you can set up your structure of your business in such a way where you're automatically getting $50 from people ordering, or $250, or even $1,500. So that's the power of 3. It's just like people are regularly ordering and using the products, and they're hitting a certain number, and you're getting paid that. And that you don't hear me when I say like, oh, it's just, I don't got to do anything and they're ordering. No, you support them. You want to make sure they're using their oils. You want to make sure that they know about the new products, and they, check in. One thing I've been doing a lot with customers is trying to check in and say like, how are things going? Is there something else that you're like wrestling with? Okay, what you have can support you, or maybe there's something else. So that constant support does lead to people ordering more because they know what to order. And so those are two of like, there's other levels, like you can get a percentage of what doTERRA makes overall when you hit a certain level. You can get, as your business grows, the more people you have, like the more different percentages you can get. But these are the two fundamental clear-cut ways. You can get 20% off of what your first kind of person orders, or you can get kind of like this power of 3, like this bonus that you can get each month. So those are just an idea. Can go way more in depth. It took me many times of hearing this to understand it, but just want to give you an idea of the different ways that commission can be made. Camille is actually one of my mentors, and she just has her and her husband have a beautiful story with doTERRA. And she just basically was like, she just went for it. She had young kids at the time. They're so much older than they are in this picture now, but and she's just really created a community and blessed a lot of people, and which has also financially blessed her family. So I'm going to go through the different paths again that you can take if you're interested in sharing the oils with others, and just roughly what amount of time that will take, what amount of people that may take you supporting, and roughly what you could roughly make. Okay, all the estimates of money of what you could make is dependent on many things. But say if you want to pay for your own product, okay, that might require 3 to 5 hours a week of work, and what you do in those 3 to 5 hours could vary, but that may be like a check-in with me as your mentor. It's definitely interacting with customers who are potential customers and sharing about the doTERRA opportunity of using the oils with them. It could be supporting a current customer, it could be having a class. And so what you do in those 3 to 5 hours could vary, but if you're doing that, then you're going to personally enroll a couple people a month, and that's going to help you pay for your product. And when you're doing that over time, in 3 months, you might hit a certain level where you're making roughly $300 a month easily. Then you might, in 6 months, you might hit another level where you're making roughly $750. And then say a year or year and a half, 18 months, you're making like $2,000. And the timeline, again, depends on how much hours you put in, depends on a lot of things, but that just shows you if you're just consistent, you could be making more each time. Now though, say if you're like, okay, immediately you're like, you want to supplement your income, all right? That's going to take more time. So that's going to take 10 to 5 hours a week because you're trying to talk more customers. You're also trying to get other people who want to share themselves. And that's just going to allow you to hit different levels. So supplementing your income might be that 2,000 we mentioned, but it might be the 4,500 here listed on the screen. It might mean this might be actually replacing income at this point, but it might be the 10,000 that the platinum ranks, or even the 15,000 a month that certain diamond ranks hit. So, and the amount of time to each of these ranks or levels really does depend. It's not always as clean cut. You hear about some people like got it really quickly, but that's not everybody, right? So it really is about a lot of different factors, okay? Now, if you want to replace your income, it's more time, right? It's basically going to become your job, like 15 to 30 hours a week. And I've known a lot of people who have had full-time jobs and have hit this stuff. Really, it's just that they're very committed to, when they're not doing their full-time job, they're working on their doTERRA business. So they're sharing at night, they're sharing at lunchtime, they're sharing on the weekend. So it's just really like what you can do and where you're at. You might want to start in the pay for your product path and then eventually work up, So it just takes more hours. It does take onboarding more, users and customers, and onboarding more sharers. And again, the amounts can range up to $15,000 a month, or there are some of the top leaders in doTERRA who've been doing it for like 10 or 12 years and making like 100,000 a month, right? So it really just depends on a lot of different things. But just know, as you grow in a level or rank, you're also growing in your leadership. It's just like if a company had 5 staff and they served 30 customers, then they have 200 staff and served 1,000 customers. It just takes more leadership on your part and you to grow as well. All right, so the next step would be, if you're listening or watching this, is to definitely schedule a one-on-one business overview with me. Basically, let's talk individually, let's talk one-on-one about where you're at and where you want to be. And I could just tell you how, and I can answer any of your questions around that. And then ultimately, you want to become a wellness advocate. So if you're a current customer on doTERRA's team, you just upgrade to a wellness advocate, and that gives you the ability to start sharing and making income. If you are not a wellness advocate or you're not a customer yet, and you want to do that from the very beginning, and you don't have a wholesale account with doTERRA, you can always join. I would love to support you on my team. And then again, you have to start ordering $100 a month. And so it's simple as, let's talk. If it is something you want to go forward with, you become a wellness advocate, you get your wholesale account, and then you start ordering monthly for your own products, but also that and you start sharing the same time. And this is Danielle, who is one of my sharers on my team, and maybe for a while. And she's so sweet in sharing this, just like how, just basically I've been there for her, not just in using the oils, but also in sharing them with others, natural leader, motivator, and she's really had fun sharing them with her family. And yeah, I'm almost there. I'm trying to support you guys as much as I can. All right, so I'm going to stop the recording, but if you do have any questions, you could go and you want to chat with me, you can either email me at madewellky@gmail.com, or you can book a call through madewell345.com/oilsbusiness, and we can chat from there. Okay, let me stop the recording. I will say though, before I stop the recording, if you're listening, if you're watching, if this piqued your interest at all, just reach out. I think often women hear this stuff and they're like, this isn't for me. I didn't study business, Brianna. I don't know. It's like, women are natural born leaders. Okay. Women are leaders in many ways. If you're leading a household, you're a leader. If you're doing a job, you're a leader. You're a leader. It's just learning how to lead well and share well and run a business well in this particular field. And I would love to support you with that. So please don't let any fears hold you back. Please reach out.